Morning, y'all. It's Julie, the Gulf Coast Stitcher. Today is Monday, January 14th, and I thought I'd pop in while I had a few minutes and try to catch up with you guys. It is dark as pitch here. It is 9 o'clock in the morning, Central Standard Time, and it is so dreary outside. So the light's bugging in and out, but it is what it is. For my end, this looks kind of grainy too, but you'll get the picture, right? Okay, so stitchy stuff. What have I been stitching on? Well, I've taken I am taking part in the Stitch 9 challenge. That was the brainchild of Farm Girl, Michelle Rudy. I think I was one of the first 2 or 3 people to jump in on this, and I didn't really look into the hashtag much for the next few days, and then when I came back, there's like 300 people or something on the Stitch 9 challenge. So what is Stitch 9 challenge? Well, there's not a ton of rules. This is Farm Girl. You know, she just threw the idea out there that, hey, let's think of a number that we could actually complete in 2019 and still participate in Mania and other starts and all that good stuff. And she came up with 9. So she said, hey, I'm going to pick out 9 of my whips. Do you guys have 9 whips? Everybody has 9 whips. Could be a new start, could be whip, whatever. That's not real strict rules. The only thing that she asked was that you post an album of the 9 that you are going to start and show progress or finishes as they occur. Use the hashtag Stitch9Challenge on Instagram or to the Midwest Cross Stitchers page where I'm an admin. I'll be happy to add you if you answer a few questions there. Just something fun. And you know, what happens is you see a ton of things in other people's stash that you're like, ooh, I need to get that, or I have that. I forgot I had it. I want to pull that out. So yeah, that happens too. But that's what our community is about, right? That's the idea of having a community, is that you're not doing this solitary hobby really all by yourself. I'm going to go through my 9, but I say all this to say that I have exclusively been working on one of my 9. I'm not typically a monogamous stitcher. I like to pick something up every couple days. It's not that I get bored with it. I just look for something to freshen it up every couple days. I'll throw in some crochet in the meantime. But I haven't put this down since I started it. So first, let me talk about my bag. So my sweet friend Jennifer, the Whistlestop Stitcher, has sent me this bag back at I got it on Christmas Eve actually. And she had made it a while back and had been kind of sitting there waiting to be sent to me. And then when I got it, it was a complete surprise because I had honestly forgotten that she had mentioned it. And this, y'all know I'm a project bag hoarder and collector. I love all my bags. I love my stitch and button bags. I love Diddly Daddly, which we'll talk about. I love every bag that I've gotten, really. But this one's different because the size of it fits your project in an 11 by 11 Q-snap. So I think that's awesome. So put a bird on it. Love, love, love it. So here's my project, and I'm not going to take it off the Q-snap because it's going to be pretty. I just moved it last night, but I can tell you. Let's see. I don't have a picture. Oh, yeah. This is the chart. I'm working on Madre Terra. Now, this is a reprint, even though all the Alessandra Adelaides are numbered, so that you know they're legit. It is a second printing. I'm not going to say a reprint, because the first printing, the tree on the front is done in greens and on, like, ivory. So this is the inspiration to mine. Now, the chart says nothing. No idea of what color. I mean, obviously the model's in black. Nothing. So I just did my best, and I'm using a DMC variation. Now I am using, I can tell you because I've got them sitting right here. I'm using 4122. which is a variegated DMC. And y'all, I'm carrying these in my shop in bundles. We'll talk about that in a minute. I'm super impressed with them. I mean, a lot of times when we buy, you know, I love my overdyed companies and and the dyers. When we buy them, most of the time they're DMC base. I don't know why I've never picked these up prior to about a month ago. I started carrying these in the shop. So this is 4122, but I've done some calling and inquiring, and this picture is actually stitched in 4128, which would have been beautiful too. It's got more of a, here's the difference. See, the one I'm using is definitely more poppin', and it has less light yellow. So I'm not mad about it. It looks like there's quite a bit of orange on there, but I kept thinking, why are my leaves? I called around and that's what I figured out, but I love it. So I completely finished one half of the tree. I had guild yesterday where I stitched with Robbie. Hey, Robbie. And some other guild members. It was a small group, but we had a great time. And I finished this half of the tree. So I have another three pieces of the trunk, and then this whole side, and then I'm done. But I do it every day. I love it. In fact, if I didn't have a zillion things to do today, like I considered skipping the gym to do this. I'm not going to, but I considered it, which says a lot. Because I take a rest day once a week, which was yesterday for guild. But other than that, even with school and family and shop and stitching, I'm still getting there every day. So that's my stitchy progress on the one thing I've been stitching on, which is one of my Stitch 9s. Jennifer, I love you. Thank you so much for this bag, and I've already got dibs on more that are this size. So there's that. Okay, so this is number one of my Stitch 9, and I'm going to run through the other ones real quick. I've shown these on my last video. I think I kind of did a mini whip parade. And I'm just going to kind of do it again. I think I showed a lot more than 9, but this is my oldest whip. Yes, it's still on the snaps, but I've got it loose. This is the Four Corners by Little House Needleworks. You can still get this on their website only. That's the only place you can find it. So I'm halfway finished with this block. I have to do 2 blocks down here. It's so close. And I've already picked up the finishing materials for this, and it's going to be amazing. I just can't put the tree down. But this is in my Stitch 9, so this is going to get done, because if you complete all 9 of your Stitch 9 pieces, you're entered to win prizes. So far, I know that we have a $50 gift certificate to somewhere I forget, a $30 gift certificate to my shop. Michelle Rudy will come up with a ton of other. She's really good at getting donations for prizes for these things. I mean, if you've been to one of her retreats, you know that that's awesome. And she's great at that. So this will get done. This is my, I hate to say my piece of shame, but there's no reason this isn't done other than I keep picking up other things because I love weather vanes and I love everything about this, and I have all the called for floss and it goes really fast, but I just get into doing other stuff. So this is two of my 9. This book down Santa Claus Lane. If you love, Robbie called them Father Time Christmases, I think. I call them my salty fisherman Santas. Like the Father Christmas Santas. If you like cool vintage Santa that doesn't look like creepy plastic clown Santa, this is a great book. These leisure art books are wonderful. I have Jen from Jen Stitching It. She brought me a few when I was in Minnesota. I think altogether now I have about 9 or 10, and there are at least 4 or 5 in every book that I have marked that I want to finish. So this one, I showed this in my last whip parade, but like I said, this is my Stitch 9, so if you're not into this, you can fast forward. So here's what he will look like when he's done. This one. I like this one too, but I don't care about the little girls. So I'm sticking with this one. And I'm over halfway finished with him. He's just been put on hold because I can't put the tree down. And Danny, who normally doesn't say much about my stitching, I think he's kind of like, oh, you know, it's nice. It goes up in the house. He doesn't mind it. I'm stitching this in hand, so it's all wrinkled. That Alexander Adelaide tree, he keeps looking over and saying, wow, that's really cool. And I think it's just because it's on black and it's not prim and it's nothing that I normally stitch. And he even said, I bet they have other trees for the different seasons and we could rotate one out on black all the time. So I don't know if I'll commit to that, but it's cool that he's interested. So this Santa, sorry about that. Stitching him in hand. I have to finish his face. I chickened out because it's all in the eyes, right? And I need to finish the cloak and the beard, which looks white. The part that I've finished is the gray shading, so lots of white to go. But I love it, so it's coming right along. I'm loving watching him grow. So you can see that he's getting there. So that's number 3 of my 9. And I just shut him right in this book. I'm sure that's a no-no, but it keeps him where I know where he is. I've got a few other things piled in here. This is what Sarah refers to as my Crackle Barrel bag. This is made by Mama Joan bag. It's made specifically for this Sal that I was in. And this is Heartstring Sampleries Prairie Life Sampler. This was a market release last year, I believe. I fell in love, couldn't wait to get it. And I've gotten pretty far. I realized a boo-boo. This should not be there. It should be below there, but, you know, that's not a whole lot of frogging, considering I haven't picked this up in forever. So, the dent stitching is done. Now, it's the motifs, which go super fast, and the rest of the border. I'll probably concentrate on the border. I was stitching this in a Duchess hoop. I'll stitch it in hand, and I'll be able to run through that border quite a bit faster. So, this is stitched on 32 count Belfast in light mocha. Smells good. So this is also a shame piece, just because it's a shame that I have no shame that I have it. It's a shame I haven't finished it, but I just keep starting new things. So this is what, 1, 2, 3, number 4 of 9. 5 of 9. I'm doing my own color conversion from Victorian Motto. This is Wedding Row. I'm not doing it as a wedding sampler. I'm just doing it because I did the Happy Christmas, I did the Trick or Treat Smell My Feet, I did the Thanksgiving row. So I have a permanent spot to alternate seasonal items where a Bent Creek rose will fit perfectly. And my plan was, I'll just whip this out real quick and get it done and put it up for Valentine's and maybe leave it into spring because it just says, of my love, be sure. So that can go right up into spring, right up until I put Stars and Stripes row up. But then came that tree. I haven't done anything since. Super cool needle reminder because animals wearing clothes. That came from Heather. Look at that fox. Can you see him? So cute. He's handsome. So yeah, that needs to happen. So I don't know what number that was. 4, 5, maybe 5, I think. Shark bag. This is a tiny one because, guys, if you're doing some big old whips, you got to throw some tiny ones in there. But let me just say that I've noticed too, and you do your own thing. Some people are doing their Stitch 9 challenge with charts that literally lack like 30 stitches. And then some people are doing 9 brand new starts that are giant samplers. So you do you. Everybody does their own thing. I know me. I know I need to get a few small finishes in there. So these are my Charlie Harper Cardinals in Flight. Hey, this is a whip. I took this to school last semester and put one wing in. while sitting at Panera eating dinner, and I thought, you know what, that's one that I can actually probably commit to finishing. Another one in my Stitch 9 challenge that is so close, and I love this. This is made by Mom Joan bag. Got this as my door prize at Midwest. And there's no reason this isn't done other than I picked up something else. But isn't that the thing? I don't think I have a picture. No picture, so I can't show you. But I can destash this. So I'm done with that. I have a tendency to put 3 projects in one bag. Why do I do that when I have 9,000 project bags? I don't know. I think I do it for just ease of use, so I can grab 1 or 2 and throw them in my purse and take them with me. Okay, here's a picture. It's black and white because I don't print in color. This is Misty Purcell from Luminous Fiber Arts' Cardinal Noel. I have gotten done 90% done with Noel. So this one I'm over halfway done. I have to do the border. I have to do the birds. This is an stitch in hand piece that I love on an opalescent dyed X-Jude fabric, and I love it. No shame. I mean, again, it's just sad I'm not done with it because I just squirrel onto something else. I even have my floss on. I'm stitching it in silks. I have my silks on thread drops that I made because Lori, our sweet Lori, inspired me to make thread drops, which I did, and I have all my floss right there, all my silk. No reason it's not finished. I just need to whip it out. So what I'm thinking is what I'm kind of hoping is gonna happen with the Stitch 9 challenge. I've got a dry spot. It's itching me. I think what's going to happen with the Stitch 9 challenge is it's going to be self-motivating for me. I'm going to get through that tree, and then I'm going to be like, oh, I'm so close on this one, and I can knock that out. And if I'm guessing, my last one to do is probably going to be that 4 corners, which is going to end up being one of my favorite pieces. But it's just, I don't know what it is. I just pick up other stuff. Other stuff calls to me. But that happens, right? I love that. I love that chart, and I've done some destashing, a little bit of destashing. I have a ton of stuff set aside. There's so much work in taking the pictures, posting it online, shipping it out, in addition to all the other responsibilities in my crazy life. But I've pulled the stuff, so that's half of the battle, and probably a third of the battle, if I'm being honest. And I destashed and let go of Lila Studios' Halloween Quaker fabric, floss, needle minder, project bag. I let it all go, and I feel really good about it. I love seeing other people finish it. I don't love it. So it felt good to let that go. So I think this is the last one of my 9. This will be a new start. And this is, I think it's called Santa's Secret, actually. So working copy, 99% sure that it's called Santa's Secret. I love this. Love the sweet face. And that's on the list. So this will be, like I said, everybody's doing different things. This is a complete new start for me. I don't have anything pulled for it. And then 2 more starts that are not in my 9 that I'm going to do, which I showed last week, and I can't wait to pick it up. But here's my thing. I feel like I'm going to pick this up as soon as I finish the tree, and it's not in my 9. I don't want to amend my 9, though, because I really want to finish all of those. Maybe I'll have 10. Maybe, I don't know. Michelle, maybe you can kick me some extra credit. How about that? Old salty Santas. I love these guys. They're so cute. Little fat salty fisherman Santas. I mean, that's my jam. So, in my shark bag, that is going to happen. And last but not least, in my will be started. And I wanted to put this in my Stitch 9, And then I was like, you're never going to finish this. So why would you put it in a whip challenge to finish it in a year? You're not going to finish it in a year. But what I could have done, and I just didn't realize it at the time, this is my year at Hawk Run Hollow. I could have said I'll do the first 2 or 3 blocks and counted those as extra finishes, extra whips. But I have all the floss pulled, doing it on Lakeside Linen 40 count vintage buttercream. I can't wait. And I have no delusions that I'm going to be done with this in a year. Maybe not even 2 years, maybe not even 3 years, but I would like to at least make a dent in it. I'd like to at least start. If this year I could do the top 3, I'd feel good about that. Because guess what's happening in like 6 weeks? Nashville Market, all new releases, going to be new things I want to do. Speaking of Nashville Market, now's a good time to talk about that. Last year, I was sitting here watching everybody's videos and all the shops, and I was frantically getting on Me Please lists, and I thought, you know what? I love this craft. I have a background in business. I have the means to do this. I have the time to do this right now. I was a little naive about the time part because it takes a lot more time than one would think. Next year, I'm going to be there. I'm going to open a shop, and I'm going to be there next year. And I am going to be there. So I put it out there, and it's happening. So I will be accompanied by 3 other people that will all be helping me. We'll be discussing our plans with that soon. Hopefully, there'll be some vlogging going on, someone managing, kind of keeping up with inventory as we bring it in, and just extra boots on the ground and extra hands. So I have originally, I'm not a big fan of pre-orders because I think they set us up in this business, they set us up to deliver poor customer service, which is the farthest thing from what I want to do. But I also have been contacted by a lot of you all who have said, you know, I really want to be sure that I'm going to get something. I want to get on the list. And I know that you are going to pre-order from somewhere, whether it's from me or from somebody else. And many of you have said, you know, I'll be patient. I'll wait for you. But I don't want you to feel like you're waiting for anything. So I have decided, after much contemplation, prayer, really, discussing it with my my helpers who will be with me, that I will be taking pre-orders for Nashville releases. That being said, the caveat is that, as I understand it, now this will be my first year going. My hair is a mess today. I'm sorry. I'm normally not a hair petter. I try not to be, but today it's weird. What I'm going to do is I'm not going to take any Me Please through Instagram, through my Facebook group, which has grown a lot since my last video. I love y'all for that. I'm not going to do the Me Please thing because it'll be insanity to try to keep up with that. What I am going to do is put a tab on my website that will say Market 2019 will be the tab title. And as new releases come out, which we're starting to see those already, I will put them on there and you will pre-order through the website. It's just easier for invoicing purposes for me to not have to remember. Again, I'm trying to give you the best shopping experience I can. And I know that if you hit me up on Instagram while I'm running around the Nashville Market and say, hey, I really want something from the Primitive Hair, can you run and grab it? I will say yes with all intentions, and then it'll take me like forever to go back and remember who asked for that, where's their comment, what's their email, go to PayPal, put it in, make sure I get everything. And then what happens? I send a PayPal invoice, and then you're going to say, but I also want a hand-dyed by Stephanie fabric. So now it's going to be a second invoice. It will just be easier if you go to the website and order what you want. That being said, if you put something in your cart that is available now and you check out with pre-order stuff, your stuff's not going to ship until after market. That makes sense, right? I cannot, due to safety Credit card privacy and safety. I can't, once you purchase something, I can't go make any adjustments to your order. I don't ever see your credit card number. That is all managed through my website, through Square, through PayPal. I can't go make those changes. That's already kind of become an issue a few times with people who, I have a sale running on the site, so they're like, oh, I want to jump in and grab all this stuff. Your carts don't save on my website. So if you don't buy it, somebody else might buy it. And then you do 2 or 3, what am I trying to say? 2 or 3 transactions back to back. And then you're reaching out to me saying, hey, can you combine the shipping? The only way I can do that is to offer you a refund for the shipping, which costs me fees. And it's a little bit, it's not super fair because I only charge actual shipping plus the cost of my materials. And when I'm refunding you that, the fees are, anyway, just know that if you buy something, and I'll put a note on the pre-order page too, if you're buying something that's in stock now, you're not going to get that until your pre-order fulfills if you keep them in the same transaction. I hope that makes sense. Anyway, any whoosies, I'm excited about it. I hope that I will start to get lots of things loaded onto that page. If you see things from somewhere else, hit me up. Say, hey, I just saw the new Barbara Anna that's coming out. Will you be carrying that? I absolutely will be carrying it, and I'll get it loaded up as soon as I find images. So the images are starting to leak onto the internet, so we should have that tab filled up pretty quick. Speaking of things for the shop, now it's time for shop talk. Hold on. One thing I want to share with you first. Mamacita, my mama. My Sarah calls me that, so when I saw this Ray Dunn mug, I had to grab it. I want to show you 2 bags I got that, I'm in love. These are from Teresa at Daddle Designs. This is, I would call this winter Waisaki. I don't know what she calls it or what the fabric's actually called. I love it. This is a standard project bag. If you order one from her with the same fabric on the outside, you may not get the same interior fabric or topping fabric. I couldn't love this more, Teresa. You nailed it. Her and I were chatting about Waisaki, and I told her, if you get Charlie Harper or you get Charles Waisaki, the stitchers will support you. And I couldn't be more happy with it. So happy, in fact, that I had her make a crochet project bag. Now this is more of like an autumn or fall Waisaki. The inside fabric here. She put a pocket in here, which is awesome. So I know this is not cross stitch related, but I am making Sarah a scarf with this wool blend. It's so super soft and it's washable, which I'm into. And I had to start it 3 times because while binge watching TV, no, I've started it twice already. I'm gonna start it a 3rd time. The first time, so this is a ribbed, it's like a striped ribbing pattern, but I started dropping stitches as I was going, and I know it's because I was watching TV and not paying attention to the turns. So it's wider at the bottom. And Sarah was like, Mom, I could care less. You can block it and stretch it, block it, and who cares? I'll wear it anyway, but I can't do that. My OCD doesn't allow me to do that, but it's still going to be super cool when it's done. Super soft, and I'm like 13 inches in. This is one night's worth of work while watching, I think we were watching Justified, and it was really getting good, and I was just not counting like I should. I wasn't paying attention on my turns. So, especially when you go into the ribbed line, it's a different type of stitch, and that's where it's on those turns that I was janking it up. So, The next night, while watching TV, all of this was before I started the Alessandra Adelaide tree, I started again and didn't count. And while I have dropped no stitches here, this is too wide. It's too wide for my liking, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to start over. And you can't really pull this out because this wool, I mean, it pulls out a little bit, but then you hit a spot where the wool fibers snag it up, and it's not going to happen. So you know what? I have plenty. I have three more balls of every color. I've got it. You know what? Just move on, right? Life's too short to sit there and stress out about it, and to know that it's not something I'm happy with. So this is my knit/crochet project bag, and what I do is I leave my yarn balls. This is probably old news to most of you. I leave my yarn balls in the bag. I roll the bag down like such, and I set it next to me on the chair, and I crochet or knit right out of it. So that's Teresa Albert, Diddly Daddle Designs. I can't say enough about the quality of her stitches, quality of her fabric. Love, love, love. Okay. That's that. Now we'll talk about shop haul. Did I bring another? I thought I might have brought another crochet project in here, but I didn't. Okay. These, I'm sorry, I'm leaning around everywhere, but I have stuff. You know how it goes. You hear floss tubers talk about the stuff we have piled everywhere. There are 14 skeins. I've done this before with different colorways. I think there are a total of, I'm talking out of turn here, 40 maybe variations, maybe even up to 50 now. And just to gauge interest, I'm purchasing them like 14, 15 at a time, putting them in bundle packs, and trying to get some feedback. So this is the best crinkle. I love this kind of crinkle. So here's what comes in that pack. Now these are what I think I called them the Vibrants. This is what the tree was stitched in the model, if you're interested in that. This is like a blue purple. This is be the coolest. This may potentially be a tree in the future, because I see myself stitching Alessandra Adelaide like continuously now because I'm loving it. I love how the chart's laid out. It's easy to read. This is what I'm currently stitching the tree in. This is like the most beautiful autumn. I don't know if you guys can see this very well. The light in here is so crappy. I'm just going to tell you. Reds and browns. Variegated blues. Variegated muted-ish greens, similar to my shirt color. Also will be awesome for a tree. This is like apple, I don't know, green apple is what I would call that. I don't know. It's got a little bit of hues of purple, greens, and browns. This might have to be a tree. Golds. These all have names too. I think this one's called like Fiesta or something, Fiery Fiesta, something like that. But they have the DMC numbers on them. So if you buy one of these packs, I have them discounted, of course. Cheaper than if you bought them all individually. This one's super cool too. This makes me think of like River Rock. I don't know if you can see that. That one's cool. If you like them, they come 6 skeins to a box. So there are 6 sets available on the shop right now. If you get one and you're like, I love the one that's kind of crabapple-y. I have a project that I'd like to stitch this in. I'll be more than happy to order you a box of 6. Or if you just need one more skein, just let me know. I'll be happy to do that. But great way to enhance your stash. Great way to add variegated floss on a DMC budget, to be honest with you. Best way to do it. So these packs are available. They will go fast, so make sure you grab 1 or 2. They're all the same. They all have these colors in them. The last ones I have sold out in a few days, and they were more pastel, bluish, and tealish. These are more vibrant. So look for that. I'll do it again if it's something that you really liked. Or if you miss out on them, send me an email. I may reorder them because every one of those colors I can think of something that I want to put them in. So that's the floss. I do have in Anchor Black. I have a box of this that's claimed by Beth. I got you there. But I have a few more boxes. They come 12 skeins to a box, but I sell them in packs of 6, so you don't have to make that commitment. And then I bought 2 whites because black and white, man, that's the one that is really kind of tough to get the coverage that you want in. I don't have any way to... Nothing's going to show this. One is called Pure White, which is 5,200-ish, I guess. And one is just called White, which is number 2. Together, they look ever so slightly, you can't see it on the computer, ever so slightly number 2 is just a little bit, ever so, like, literally you would not be able to tell, especially if those are on a bobbin. But I wasn't sure, so I bought one of each. So I'll have those listed on the site as well. I do those in packs of 6, like I said. So that will happen in the next day or so. If you watch this video and they're not there, odds are I just haven't uploaded those yet. Okay, here we go. 36 minutes. I'm going to run through this stuff quickly. Some of it you've seen before, some of it you haven't. All of this was loaded on the site with the exception of the Anchor floss before I started this video, so don't panic. Pam, I don't know if you have this yet, but it's called the New England Winter Sampler, and it made me think of you. So I had to add it to my personal stash, and when I add to the stash, I add for the shop too. So, super cute. Little House Needleworks. Poinsettia Place. Poinsettia. That's one of those weird mystifying words. I love this. I love it how simple and cute it is, and I want to frame it just the same way. So, Glitter House 3 in the Glitter Village. It's kind of a baby blue. Pam, you probably have all these. In fact, if I went back and looked, I'd probably find that you did. Patriot Inn. It's just a small little, but I love these little fat stars. They're cute. It's a small quickie when you need to get a quick finish done. Back by popular demand and restocked on the site is the Mayflower Landing. I sold out of this in literally within minutes of uploading my last video. I said that I want to stitch this by 2020 because it will be the anniversary of the landing of the Mayflower. And I know Colette is stitching this in her Stitch 9. I've seen lots of people have this in their Stitch 9 challenge. I've already went ahead and preemptively ordered extras. So if you see this video and it says out of stock, don't panic, check back in a day or so. Because I was surprised I shouldn't be surprised how well something kind of catches on Fosstube. But this, you can't really tell from the picture as well, but it has some pretty like peach. It's got wild berries and clay pot both in it, which are kind of peachish pink colors. I love it. So, new Barbara Anna. It's hard to see because she's pink, but this is I Give You My Heart. I know a lot of folks have already been working on that. Restocked by popular demand. Same story. Sold out in minutes, so I ordered more, and I've ordered more again already. This is the library. I love this. The library, the mercantile, and the Mayflower Landing are all going to at least be started in 2019 for me. Mercantile's already uploaded on the site if you want to check that out or watch my last video. Blackbird Design, Sarah's House. I go through these moments of FOMO with Blackbird because I see people post some stuff in their Stitch, especially in the Stitch 9 challenge, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I've never seen that Blackbird design before. And then I go looking for it, and surprise, surprise, it's out of print. And sometimes they're out of print meaning that the ladies have stopped printing them, but they're still available at shops because they're in the recesses and they're tucked in. And what I'm finding with Blackbird is, because they also do quilt patterns and wool applique patterns, the quilt shops are the place where there's hiding like secret old Blackbird designs. So if you have a quilt shop near you, and even if you're not a quilter, stop in and see what you can find. If anybody finds the winter, summer, autumn loose feathers, I want those. Those are on my unicorn list. Want. I saw this being stitched in someone's Stitch 9, and I thought that was cool. So that's Sarah's house. Restocked because lots of people are stitching it in Stitch 9, which made me think I probably need to blow the dust off of mine, is the Brenda Gervais with Thy Needle and Thread Pink Saro Sampler. Restocked Reindeer Feed Sack. It's stitched on gingham. I'm going to be stitching it, on tin roof. I don't know if I'm going to make a bag out of it or a wall hanging. I haven't decided yet. For all you turkey lovers, I got Gobble Gob restocked. This was up a couple of videos ago, but it went real quick. And then I had told y'all that I would do Vonna, the Twisted Stitcher, she always has a stitch along going on at any given time for Little House and Country Cottage. The one that she had right now, I loved all of the one that she does have right now. I loved all of the designs, and I thought I'll do them, and I'll bundle them with the fancy floss, the overdyes that are required. Except for what happens in the overdye floss world is they go out of stock. So the only one that I was able to fully kit up is Winter ABCs. So I have Rooster Inn. I have this one available without the floss because the floss they were just out of stock and still are. So rather than have y'all wait forever, I have these have the floss included for Winter ABCs. You can certainly use some of these in the other charts. There's no law against that. But there are a few colors that are just impossible to get right now. Classic Colorworks Blackbird is one of them. If you have that laying around in your stash, hang on to it. Use it sparingly because that is one that's been super hard to get. I just got Pebble Beach back in. There was a few that were just like, I've been trying for literally 3 weeks and they're still out of stock. I've had this in the shop for a long time. We all love Teresa at Shakespeare's Peddler. The Sweet Temper Sampler has popped up on the Stitch 9 challenge several times. I would say there's at least 10 people working on this, and I love it. I forgot how much I loved it, so I ordered a few more. My hope is that you'll feel the need to stitch it like I do. I love the bird. I flippin' love that bird. So Teresa's a genius. I love the colors. I love the bird. This is Sweet Temper Sampler. And I love the sentiment says, let your temper be as sweet as the daisies at your feet. Be as gentle, be as mild as a modest, humble child. So adorable. So, there's a bird hanging out up here too. That one may not make it to 2019 for me. And last but not least, this is one of those that I was talking about. I got a hair tickling me, y'all. Linda Jo, I've got yours pulled aside. Don't worry. I know I messaged her about this. This is Glad Tidings, out of print, but I was able to find some, so they're on my shop. So cute. Butterflies. Love, love, love. Look at that guy. I just like the summery springtime colors of this. This is great. So, that's it. That's all the things. There probably are a lot more things that I forgot to tell you, but you know what? That'll just be content for another video. I had promised to do a kit whip, not kit whip, a kit parade. They're not whips. They will be someday. throughout the past 18 months or so, I have been in the acquisition mode of all the Dimensions kits that my heart has ever desired, and I refuse to pay hundreds of dollars for them, so I save searches on eBay and just keep waiting and just keep waiting and just keep waiting, and then I get lucky sometimes, and when I do, I buy it now, and they go into a bag in my bedroom because I know that I'm going to want to stitch them. So I plan on doing a kit parade in one of my next videos. I was going to do that today, but then I found 2 on eBay. So I am waiting for them to get here. I was super happy to get, there was one really never that you never see Waisaki, and another wintry kind of Christmas one that I've been keeping my eye on, and I got lucky. And even with Scenic Farm, which is a super popular, hard to find Dimensions kit, I've seen them for $150, and I paid $19.99 on Buy It Now because I had a saved search and it popped up. So Google how to do a saved search on eBay and check it every day if there's a kit that you want. Don't pay $150. I also want Souvenirs of Summer by Blackbird Design. $150 is what the new listing that popped up today on my saved search was. First of all, that's ridiculous. Second of all, it's not like it's going to get done anytime soon, so it's all good. All right, I'm heading to the gym. I am going, what am I listening to when I'm in the gym? Someone put a question on my comments. I listen to podcasts. I listen to true crime podcasts. I listen to comedy podcasts. And ironically, I've had a lot of people mention to me that they don't know how to access podcasts. Well, guys, podcasts are free most of the time. They're free if you don't mind commercials. If you want to skip commercials, you have to pay a premium membership price. If you have an iPhone, I'm trying to get it where you can see it. Let me turn it down. I still have my picture is still Christmas. It's Sarah and her boyfriend trimming the tree. All right. Dang it. I was really hopeful. I'm just going to turn the light all the way down and then you'll see it. Okay. This button right here that you wondered what it does, and you may have even hidden it, that's the podcast button. You click the podcast button and that has search down here. I can't see what I'm even trying to do. Down here there's a search bar. You can save your favorites to your library. There's Fiber Talk. If you're a stitcher or an embroiderer, you should be listening to Fiber Talk. It is fantastic and it's free. And it's all about stitching and embroidery. It's amazing. I have Super Soul Sunday, My Favorite Murder, This American Life. That is an amazing podcast about all kinds of different things. Stuff you missed in history class. Stuff you should know. TED Talks. And True Crime Garage is my jam. I'm on airplane mode right now, so can't show you anything else. But they're all on there. And then you can just click on Fiber Talk, and there's all these episodes. I know y'all can't see any of this. There's all these episodes of Fiber Talk that are free. Look at that. Fiber Talk has 4.5 stars. That's great. So most podcasts are anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. Listen while you're on a commute. Listen while you're on the treadmill. Listen while you're stitching. You don't have to be distracted to be watching anything. They're amazing. So that's if you have an iPhone. Already included if you have an iPhone. You don't even have to download an app or anything. It's on there. You probably just didn't notice where it was. Okay. The other one is... Sorry, guys. This app right here. Oh, guess what it's called? Ironically, it is called Stitcher. It is, the Stitcher app has nothing to do with stitching. It's a podcast app. Chock-a-block full of mystery and true crime and other things, but that's what I listen to. So on Stitcher, right now, I always listen to True Crime Garage. I'm listening to The Disappearance of Maura Murray. And the entire library of True Crime Garage, all the way back to 2014, is free on Stitcher. And it's a free app. So there you go. So that's my PSA on apps, or on podcasts. I saw a shirt on Etsy that says, "Go away, I'm listening to a podcast." I totally need to get that. I just told Robbie that yesterday. So that's it. So I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to listen to the rest of the episode on Stitcher. And I'm going to come home and I'm going to make myself do homework for like 3 hours. And then it's all Alessandra Adelaide, Madre territory until I have to go to bed tonight. Because it's leftovers night. Sarah has to work. It's just me and Dan. I'm stitching. So I love y'all. Have a wonderful day. Don't forget to check the clearance page on the website because there's a whole ton of stuff still there. People pluck stuff and put it in their carts, but if they don't buy it, you can still take it. So it's kind of dirty Santa like that in a way, but it is what it is. I love y'all. Have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you soon. Next time will be for the Kit Parade. Bye.